Welcome back to Castle Ravenloft, Escape the Tomb, and yes, lots of error corrections and oversights. So the first thing is, in episode 1, I placed this tile to the north. It actually should have been placed down here to the south. It wouldn't make any difference whatsoever in the gameplay, but it does change the layout of the dungeon slightly. So I'm going to put it down here because we were only one space away from this unexplored edge, and we were 2 spaces away from this one. So it should be here. That's now corrected, did not affect the gameplay at all. The other thing is, when we took out the Wraith has a special ability here. It says Death Shriek. When this monster is destroyed, each hero on the tile takes 1 damage. Well, I didn't do that. So I'm going to actually take 1 more damage now. So I'm at 4 damage instead of 3 damage. So I'm at half health, I have 4 hit points left. And the biggest oversight of them all was the treasure deck. In the first episode, I killed the wolf. Did I draw a treasure card? No, I didn't. Supposed to draw a treasure card when you kill 1 or more enemies in your turn. So this is for the wolf. We get Boots of Striding. Play this immediately. You gain +1 bonus to speed while this item is in play. So I found some Boots of Striding. So instead of my movement now being 6, it is now going to be 7. Continuing on, we took out the Wraith and the Rat Swarm with 1 go. That is, yes, indeed, a treasure card. So this is for the Wraith and Rat Swarm. Heroic Stand. Play this blessing immediately until the end of your next hero phase. Each hero gains a bonus to attack rolls equal to the number of monsters on his or her tile. That would not have had any effect. Discard this card at the end of your next hero phase. So this would have come and gone. It's going to be discarded, but again, it should have been drawn, and it wasn't. So that was for killing the Wraith and Rat Swarm. Next was the Kobold Skirmisher, the one that did us a damage, chucking his little javelin. Yes, after we defeated him, we should have a treasure card. And we find this time a Potion of Healing. Use this during your hero phase. You or an adjacent hero regains 2 hit points. Well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and use that right now. So instead of having 4 damage, now I only have 2 damage. So after killing the kobold, I found that. And the zombie. Our last foe vanquished at the end of near the end of last episode. Yes, indeed, a treasure card. This time, from that victory, we get an item, Necklace of Fireballs. Use this item during your hero phase instead of attacking. Attack each monster in a tile 1 space away from you, so you can attack multiple monsters. +5 does 1 damage. And discard this card after using it, so it's a 1-shot Necklace of Fireballs. Alright, that is it for the treasure deck. Wow, alright. I think now I'm up to date with all of the oversights and errors. At least I hope I am. Starting this episode, of course, Allisa is immobilized, and immobilized means you cannot move. And you discard this condition at the end of her turn. Alright, so I'm just going to reposition the camera a little bit here, and we will carry on with Allisa trying to get out of Strahd's Crypt and make her escape. Alright, so continuing on, we have, of course, the hero phase. And the hero phase, you can move, attack, move. Of course, I'm immobilized. I won't be able to move or move twice. This means you cannot move at all. So I couldn't move once. I can't do any movement at all. But I can attack. And yes, my favorite, the casual, careful attack. 1 adjacent monster takes 1 damage. So boom, the ghoul has only, as we can see here, 1 hit point. And with only 1 hit point, with me doing 1 damage, he is defeated. And yes, I will remember. Now, I should draw a treasure card because I've just defeated a monster at the end of the hero phase on my turn. Treasure card, what do we get? We get a short rest. Play this fortune immediately. Flip up 1 of your used powers. Oh, darn it. I don't have any used powers right now. So this kind of didn't do me any good. Oh well, too bad. And so, of course, you discard this token at the end of your hero phase, which is now, so I am no longer immobilized, but I didn't go anywhere. Now it is the exploration phase. And the exploration phase, because we're Allisa, we have the scout ability, we are able to explore an edge even if we are not adjacent to that edge. So we can explore this way, or we can explore to the north. And I think I'm going to explore up here to the north. So how do we do that? Well, we draw a dungeon tile, of course, and oh great, it's a long corridor, it's a black triangle, it's going to go up here, and yes, I will need to reposition the camera again to get things set up. And when we do that, of course, we need to immediately place a monster. So let me just get readjusted, and we'll draw a monster and place it. All right, so kind of far away, but well, we'll deal with it. Monster that comes out is another friendly rat swarm. All right, well, we get another rat swarm. Yes, this place is crawling with rats, and there they are. And now, continuing, so we're done with the exploration phase, now into the villain phase. If you didn't place a tile on your exploration phase, well, we did, or if you place a tile with a black triangle, you get an encounter card. Yes, we did draw a black triangle, which means we must draw an encounter card. Now, we do have a lot of experience, so we can get rid of this. And we have Environment, Haunted Mists. You catch glimpses of the forces of long-dead adventurers in the mists that fill the crypt. Oh, great. It says, undead monsters gain +2 bonus to attack rolls. That's not so terrible. It means they're going to hit us a lot. And is Strahd considered undead? Doesn't say undead on his card. It just says vampire, but I'm assuming we can assume he's a vampire, he's an undead. Okay, unless it actually says, oh no, it says undead on some of these cards themselves. So his doesn't say undead, his says vampire. So, okay, he doesn't get +2, but undead creatures do. They've been hitting me pretty easily anyway, so you know what? Not going to worry about blocking that card. All right, that is the end of the drawing the encounter. Now the villain would activate if he was out, but he's not. He's still sleeping away in his crypt. And now it is time to activate each monster in turn. Well, Allisa now has 2 monsters. We have the skeleton, which is over just to the edge here. And it says if the skeleton is adjacent, no it's not. If it's within 1 tile, no it's not. Otherwise it moves 1 tile closer. So it is going to move 1 tile closer, so it will move right here. It's coming for Allisa. Next up is the lovely rat swarm. And the rat swarm says if the rat swarm is within 1 tile, yes it is, it moves to the closest hero's tile and attacks each hero on the tile with a multitude of bites. The multitude of bites is +7, and it does 1 damage. And it is not undead, so it will not get the +2. So it's going to move here, adjacent. Well, we'll put it here. It doesn't matter. Well, it sort of matters, but it doesn't matter. Well, let's just put it here. It comes straight down, goes there. Doesn't matter. All right, so it's going to attack us. The multitude of bites, it gets +7. Our armor class is 15. It rolls an 18. Yeah, 25 definitely hits us. We go from 2 damage to 3 damage, which means we have 5 hit points out of 8. We're still in the battle. That is going to conclude the turn. And so, continuing on. Let me just readjust a little bit, and we will do another turn for sure. Maybe 2. Okay, so Allisa is up. She can attack, move, attack, move twice. First thing she's going to do is she's going to attack. And yes, indeed, she will use her careful attack, which means 1 adjacent monster takes 1 damage. Well, the rat swarm, of course, it only has 1 hit point. It's worth 1 experience. And she takes it out with her careful attack. So it is no more. And now she gets to move. And she is going to move. Where is she going to move? I think she's going to go just 1, 2 down here to this edge. Doesn't have to be on the edge, but has decided to be on that edge. And now we do the exploration phase, which is draw a tile. Next one on the stack, and black triangle. Okay, that's actually okay. Black triangle, which means we're going to get an encounter. However, we got to draw a monster first. Oh, and did I forget? I did indeed. Hang on, I forgot to take the treasure card again for killing the rat swarm. Treasure card, Glyph of Warding. Use this item during your hero phase instead of attacking. Place the Glyph of Warding marker on your tile. The first monster that moves to that tile takes 1 damage. Well, you know what? I'm going to place the Glyph of Warding right now on the tile that I am on. So just give me a second here to find it. Glyph of Warding. All right. So that's a good thing. So we're going to place the Glyph of Warding here. So the first monster that moves onto this tile is going to take 1 damage. Excellent. All right, carrying on. After forgetting treasure, boy, I'm bad at that. We're still in Explore, which means we need to draw a monster. The monster we find is another skeleton. Okay. Oh, and we already have a skeleton, and I think if you have a duplicate, you discard it, and you have to draw again. You cannot have 2 of the same monster that you're controlling. So we get a blazing undead skeleton. Oh man, this is just not what we needed. It has 2 hit points. These are really bad news. And we'll find out about that just here in a second. So the blazing skeleton is right there. And to top off the excitement, we now get an encounter card because we're into the villain phase and we drew a black triangle. But we can bounce this. Crushing Walls. Place the Crushing Walls marker on the active hero's tile. I think we're going to bounce this one. So let's just bounce it and we'll be right back. All right, so how we bounce a encounter card is we need to discard 5 experience of monsters. And so we're going to get rid of our zombie, kobold, rat swarms, and the wolf. And they're all worth 1 experience each at the bottom here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 experience. We discard those monsters. We have gotten rid of that encounter card. We don't have to deal with it. So that's good. Very good. All right. Now, we do need to activate monsters in order. So the skeleton is going to activate first. And of course we know what it does. If it is within 1, it will attack, but it's going to move 1. So it's going to move here. Now let's take a look at this blazing, the blazing skeleton, which is bad news. If the blazing skeleton is within 1 tile of the hero, which it is, it attacks each hero on the closest hero's tile with a ball of fire. And it gets +2 because of the haunted mists. +7, and it will do 2 damage if it hits you. So it's going to be +9, doing 2 damage. Ouch. Let's see if it can miss. 17. Yeah, that hits me pretty badly. I take 2 damage, which is going to knock me down to only 3 hit points left. The blazing skeleton, yes. Bad news. All right. That is the end of the turn, I believe so. And what am I going to do next? I have Boots of Striding, so I can move 7. To do a little thinking here, because I think I'm going to do my attacks on the run. And I can move 7 spaces, and I'm going to see if I can get to where I want to get to. So hang on, I'll be right back. All right, this is looking good for attacks on the run. Move your speed, which is 7 because I have the Boots of Speed now. Attack 2 monsters that you were adjacent to during your movement. +4 does 2 damage, or miss does 1 damage. So that's pretty cool. So we're going to do that. We're going to have to flip this card over, of course, after we're finished. So I guess I'll leave that here. Now I can move 7 spaces. So how I'm going to do this, so I can be adjacent to both of these guys, is I'm going to go 1... Oh, hang on, I can't go between the wall and there. This could be tricky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that did work. I got adjacent to both of them. Got adjacent to this guy first, the flaming skeleton. So let's go ahead and hit him with +4. Come on. 6 and 4 is 10. That is a miss. But he will take 1 damage because... the miss on that card is 1 damage, even if you miss. So that's unfortunate. And then the skeleton, well, it doesn't really matter if we hit or miss him. 14 and 4, 18. We hit the skeleton anyway. We defeat the skeleton. He's gone. And yes, I don't want to forget, I get a treasure card for at least defeating 1 monster. And it says, Lucky Find. Play this immediately. Draw 3 treasure cards and keep 1 and discard the others. Ooh, that is nice. So let me get organized here and be right back. All right, so we get to draw the top 3 treasure cards, which I've just done, and we get to keep 1 of them. So we have Breath of Life, which gives our hero back 1 hit point. Thieves' Tools. You gain +4 rolls to disable traps while this item is in play. Or Breath of Life, your hero regains 1 hit point. Don't think I'm going to bother with the Thieves' Tools. Let's get the hit point back. So we'll take 1 of the Breath of Life, and we're going to heal 1 wound. So now we have 4 health instead of 3 health. So we're up to half health again. And that is going to end the hero phase. We have to flip over this. We've used it. It is now exhausted. We're not going to be able to use it again for this adventure. And now we are going into the exploration phase. And indeed, we're at this edge. Now we can explore any edge we want. And I'm tempted to go this way. Yeah, nah, I don't know. I'm just wondering. I'm going to go this way. I'm going that way. So we have the new tile for the exploration. It is a white triangle. Now the reason I can do this edge is because I can explore with the scout ability any unexplored edge I want on the tile. So I've chosen this one. It's a white triangle. That's not so great. And it means that this tracker now is going from the 3 to the 4. We get 1 more white triangle. Yep. And Strahd the vampire is going to wake up in his crypt and try hunting us down. Of course, we're trying to find the secret staircase to get out of here. Next up, we have to draw a monster. And the monster we draw is, oh no, another blazing skeleton. This is absolutely awful. Oh, it's not absolutely awful. It's a duplicate, so we can't have it. Oh, that's good. It goes away. 2 of them at once would be completely bad news. So instead, we get an undead. We get a zombie. All right, well, we can deal with a zombie. And yes, we killed the skeleton. Got rid of that card. So we can deal with a zombie. He's not too terrible. He's going to show up here. And with all of that done, we don't get an encounter card, but Strahd's timer moved. And now it is time to activate the creatures in order. And yes, it says if the blazing skeleton is within 1 tile of a hero, which it is, it attacks each hero on the closest hero's tile with a ball of fire. So it's hitting me with a ball of fire again, +7. Miss does 1 damage. So, wow. Let's hope it misses. 16 is not a miss. I'm going to take 2 damage from that. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play my Unbalancing Parry. Use this power when an adjacent monster hits you. Never mind. He's not adjacent. So I take 2 damage. And here I thought I was going to use that ability, and I cannot. I am down to only 2 health. That is not fantastic at all. And that was the blazing skeleton hammering me. And now it's time for the zombie. If the zombie is within 1 tile, it moves adjacent and it attacks the hero with a rotting fist. And it does 1 damage for each monster on the zombie's tile. So if it hits me, yep, I'm going to be... Well, no, I won't be knocked out because I can use the ability. So it goes here. It is going to try to hit me. +5. 14 and 5 is 19. So it hits me. It would do 2 damage. However, I am using this card right now. Use the power when adjacent monster hits you, which it did. The attack misses. Place the monster on a tile within 1 tile of you. And so I believe place it within 1 tile. So I'm going to place it here. And kaboom! I place it on the tile with the glyph of warding. If I've read that card correctly, place the monster on a tile within 1 tile of you. Yep, and I flip the card over, and the glyph of warding explodes, taking the zombie with it. So I killed that zombie by using that ability, and then the glyph of warding took it out. So that was a kind of cool combination. And yes, treasure card. I get a treasure card for killing it. Blessing, surround them. Play this blessing immediately. Till the end of your next hero phase, each hero gains a bonus to attack rolls equal to the number of heroes on her tile. Wow. Okay, this is going to give me a +1 attack. And what do I have? I've hit and run. So yes, now that was the end of the villain phase with the monsters activating. Now we're back to the hero phase. And so I'm going to be using hit and run. Attack 1 adjacent monster. Hit or miss. You can place your hero in any square of your tile. Well, that's going to be tricky, isn't it? But I'm going to do it. I'm actually going to move here. adjacent to the blazing skeleton. And I'm still going to use, well, I don't actually have to use that. And it's not going to make much difference. So I'm just going to move adjacent, and I'm going to use my careful attack. Attack one monster adjacent to you, doing 1 damage. It's already damaged for 1, and so hitting it again means it is now destroyed. And so the skeleton is out of play, gives me 2 experience points. I have 10 experience now, which is pretty awesome. And yes, another treasure card for taking out that, taking out the blazing skeleton. And I'm going to be losing this surround them because it is now the end of the hero phase. But I do get this. Play immediately. Place 1 tile from the top of the dungeon tile stack adjacent to any unexplored edge. Place any new monsters on that tile as normal, but do not draw an encounter card. Okay, so I get to draw a tile, and I get to place it anywhere I like. And it is just a white triangle, so that's not going to trigger Strahd's ability. Place a monster on it, so I'm going to place it... I'll place it here. And can we see that? Place it here. And I'm going to place a monster on it. So we pull a monster. The monster is a gargoyle. If the gargoyle is within 1, otherwise a gargoyle does nothing. Cool. So the gargoyle is basically this really cool miniature here, and it is just going to show up here, and it's just going to sit there and do not much because it's a gargoyle. And if you get close to it, it does something, and if you don't get close to it, it won't do anything. All right, so that was me doing the hero phase. So I moved, I attacked, took out the blazing skeleton. Now it's the explore phase, and because I have the scouting ability, I can explore down here, and that is precisely what I'm going to do. So tile, it is a black triangle, so let's move that up. So we're going to have an encounter, which does not thrill me in any way, but we get a monster first, and the monster we get here is another... Oh, we can't have 2 gargoyles, so it gets discarded. Never mind. We get a ghoul is going to show up there. All right. We've seen them before. The ghoul. And now we have to, because we have a black triangle, we need to have an encounter, or do we? We can bounce it. Let's see what we get. Neglected passage. If a start tile is not in play, discard this encounter and draw a new encounter card. Well, the start tile is not in play in this encounter, so away it goes. We draw a new encounter card. Here's a new encounter card. Ambush. Attack each hero on the active hero's tile. Well, guess what? We're not gonna be ambushed. We're too good for that. We're gonna take our experience, 5 experience points from our wraith and ghoul, and we're gonna discard them. And that means that that encounter does not happen. However, now we do have to do the villain phase, which is what we were doing, because we just drew the encounter card. But now Strahd would move if he was awake, but he's not, so he's not doing anything. And now the monsters move in order. So of course the gargoyle is going to go up first, but it is not within 1 tile, so it just sits there and does nothing. However, the ghoul is going to be doing something. If the ghoul is adjacent, it's not. If the ghoul is within 1 tile, it moves adjacent to the closest hero and attacks with a paralyzing claw. That I don't like. Alright, so he's going to move up adjacent, and he's going to attack me with a paralyzing claw with at +7. Come on, bad roll. On the floor it goes, and it was a bad roll, but I can't use it. Alright. Oh. I should get my dice tray out. Alright, let's try that again. It's a 7. A 7, and 7 is 14, and our armor class is 15. Yes, we just dodge it. We do not get hit. So we don't get paralyzed, we don't take any damage. Oh, that is really good. And I think I am going to leave it off for this episode right here. And did I forget to draw a treasure card? I don't think so, but it's possible. That's what I always forget to do. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Join me next time for the continuation of Allisa trying to get out of the Tomb of Strahd and escape this dungeon in Castle Ravenloft, the Dungeons & Dragons board game. All right, thanks so much for watching, and join me next time.